helped me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The moment that shattered something deep inside me came from a single photograph, a small, grainy picture on a charity website. I had clicked on it only because the boy's smile reminded me of my husband when he was young. But what froze my breath was a text printed beneath it. His birthday, my husband's birthday. His last name, my husband's last name. My skin prickled with a cold so sharp it felt like needles striking bone. I stared at the screen, blinking hard, waiting for the coincidence to dissolve, for sense to return. It didn't. The world around me faded until all I could hear was the slow, pulsing thud of my heart. The boy looked about 8. My husband had been sponsoring him through an international program for years, or so he said. A kind gesture, a moral duty, something he did quietly because he was a good man. I had admired that about him, but now the details screamed something else. Something brutal, something unforgiving, a secret, a child who might be his. Confusion rippled through me first. My mind scrambled to stitch together rational explanations. Maybe the organization messed up his information. Maybe someone else filled this form out. Maybe it was pure chance. Maybe I was seeing patterns where there were none. I shut my eyes and inhaled deeply, but the air still felt contaminated with a truth I didn't want. I clicked the profile again, zoomed in on the boy's face. The curve of his cheek, the eyes, the way his lips formed a soft upward tilt. That smile. My husband had that same tilt in every childhood photo his mother ever proudly showed me. Anger rose hot and viscous beneath my ribs. Yet love tangled itself around it, pulling tight, refusing to let me surrender to the fury fully. Guilt followed, whispering that I was being paranoid, ungrateful, suspicious without reason. 27 years of marriage. Surely he wouldn't. Surely he couldn't. But trust is not a shield. It is a blindfold. I walked into the living room where he sat on the couch reading. He looked up, warm and casual, the way he always did after work. The familiarity in that expression made my throat thicken. Can I ask you something? My voice felt too small. Of course. He lowered the book. I hesitated. The child you sponsor. How long have you been doing that? He blinked, thoughtful. About 10 years. Why? My stomach clenched. 10 years. The boy was 8. I swallowed the tremor in my voice. Can I see the paperwork? I want to donate too. He smiled faintly, almost relieved. Really? That's sweet. Sure. I think I have something in the office. He stood. I noticed a stiffness in his shoulders. A subtle shift, barely perceptible, yet unmistakable. Like a shadow crossing a familiar room. He walked down the hallway. I followed silently, watching how his hand trembled just slightly as he opened the office drawer. He pulled out a folder and handed it to me. Here you go. The folder was nearly empty. A single sheet. A single receipt. No letters. No photos. Nothing like the robust documentation the charity website mentioned. Is that everything? I asked. He nodded. Too quickly. A cold, tight knot twisted inside me. Why is the boy's last name the same as yours? He froze. His eyes flickered with something raw, something fearful, before he masked it. Coincidence. His birthday is the same, too. His breath hitched. Only once. But once was enough. You are overthinking, he said, voice thinner now. These programs help thousands of kids. Details overlap. I saw his picture. My voice broke. He looks like you. Silence opened between us like a canyon. Deep, wide, dark. He lowered his eyes. I never meant for you to see that. The admission sliced through me. Not a confession, but an acknowledgement of a secret. A life lived in parallel to ours. Is he yours? My throat felt like broken glass. He pressed his palms to his face. I made a mistake years ago, before we renewed our vows. It was one night. I never expected. I didn't know until the mother contacted me. My knees weakened. You've been hiding your son from me for 8 years. I wanted to protect you. Protect us. I didn't want to lose everything. I lost everything the moment you lied. My voice barely escaped my chest. Tears blurred my vision, but I refused to look away from him. His guilt, his fear, his regret, his love twisted into something unrecognizable. Do you love him? I asked, trembling. Yes. His answer was immediate, painfully honest. I send money. I check on him. I didn't know how to make both worlds fit. A strange calm settled over me. Betrayal wounds deeply, but truth cuts even deeper. I nodded slowly, stepping back from him. With every step, the life I knew dissolved like mist. He deserves a father, I whispered, but I deserved a husband who didn't force me to learn this through a random website. He reached for me. I stepped away, and for the first time in 27 years, he looked truly afraid. That night, I sat alone in our bedroom, the silence heavy and electric. I didn't pack a suitcase. I didn't scream. I didn't crumble. I simply breathed. Deeply, fully. For the first time in years, the air felt like my own. The story of us ended long before I realized it. Tonight, I finally read the last chapter.